What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be taking a look at this Revoltech Amazing Ymaguchi Black Panther. And I'd like to start off by saying shout out to my little brother. I'll be plugging in his Instagram somewhere over here. Make sure you guys go check out his page. He does a lot of art and does reels and stuff like that. So if you guys are into that, go check out his page. But this is his figure, and he is selling it. I should be listing it on my eBay and Mercari after this video sometime. So if you're interested in that, check the description. And then also, it's usually cheaper if you just reach out to me and I ship it directly to you. I have proof that I've done stuff like that before, so you don't need to be afraid or anything like that. So just feel free to reach out on Instagram if you'd like to do that, or check out my Instagram or Mercari or eBay. But with that being said, this is like I said, the Revoltech Black Panther, and this is gonna kind of be a part of a video series I wanted to start doing, amidst other things. I do have a couple of like older figures, and older I would classify as like 2 years and older would be considered old. I know it's not really old; it's still pretty new, but it's been out for a while, and especially nowadays where we're getting so many figures from so many different companies, I think it'd be interesting to kind of take a look at some of the older releases of Amazing Ymaguchi, Mayfex. I know I've done one in the past with the Mayfex Brown Suit Wolverine. Um, but like I said, I do have a couple other figures that I want to, kind of implement into this video series. But without further ado, let's jump into it. Okay, and as standard for Yamaguchi, if you guys have gotten any of these figures, you know that they always come really loaded with accessories, and Black Panther is no exception. He does come with two fist hands that have like an impact for the kinetic energy leaving. The vibranium suit can absorb kinetic energy and then release it. Then he does have two kind of relaxed open palm hands. Um, then he has like two grip hands, and this is to hold his staff, which is over here on the right side. And then he does have two fisted hands, it's just regular. And then he has two clawed hands that have like a wind effect, looking like he's slashing through the air. And then I think these are for his other effect. I'm not sure exactly, but he does come with like a slam effect, and it comes in multiple pieces. It's not broken or anything. This is just the way it is, and it's so it looks like he did the release of the kinetic energy. And then he doesn't come with any extra heads, but he does come with a set of kind of clawed hands on him. But that's pretty much it for the accessories. Okay, and real quick, I just like to apologize. My lighting is really weird right now. For some reason, I don't know what the hell's going on, but it's very dark in the room right now. It's pretty cloudy outside too, and it's during the daytime, so I am working on getting some new lighting that should be coming in sometime tomorrow or the next day. So the videos for this weekend should be a lot better lit. But for the time being, please bear with me. And then it also doesn't help that this guy's just completely black. But I'd like to just kind of point out, and I'm gonna go ahead and just grab this light, is I don't know how well it's picking it up on camera, but he does kind of have like a purple tint, kind of like metallic, if you will. And then obviously we can see that it's kind of a combination of a comic book look combined with a kind of movie look. And I think this is the way he looked in the Civil War movie before they did the first Black Panther. And I'm just gonna come out and say that I think this is probably the best looking Black Panther on the market, and definitely the most posable. Obviously, it's Amazing Ymaguchi, but the biggest thing for it is that it's the only high end or import level Black Panther like comic book figure that there is. I know Mayfex also has like a MCU Black Panther, and so does SH Figuarts. But to be completely honest, like I never really cared for the MCU or live action looks. I'm just not a big live action look kind of guy. I know I recently reviewed the Captain America ones, but those were just kind of exceptions. Um, but for the most part, I always prefer comic book looks. That's just my thing. But as you guys can see, I've kind of been moving it around here, but you can see it's very well sculpted. And honestly, for being released in 2022, I think it holds itself up amazingly. Like it has like that kind of like 2.0 technology for Amazing Yamaguchi, which is very good. It has the nice proportions, has a nice slim waist, nice broad shoulders, big legs. The biceps look great. The anatomy is like it's weird. It's Amazing Yamaguchi. You know how that typically goes, but the good thing is he looks really good from the front and the back. And kind of getting to the articulation now, I'm sure there's like thousands or hundreds of reviews of this guy up by now since he's been released for almost 3 years now. But the head does look up that much by itself. Using the neck, you can pretty much look up all the way. And then the head looks pretty much just straightforward, but with the neck, you can look a little bit down, but you're not going to get a whole lot. Then he does have the like crazy, amazing Yamaguchi butterfly joints, as you can see there, and they go back about that far. And then he does on the shoulders, he has kind of like it's pretty much a double ball peg. So the ball plugs into there, and then it's on a hinge joint, and it has a peg that plugs into the shoulders, so you can get that complete 360. And then also you're going to be able to get very good up, pretty much a little bit above a T pose. Not quite a Y shape, but it is pretty good. And then same thing on both sides. You see there, I went a little crazy and plugged it out. And honestly, the thing I'm most impressed with is really the QC. It being an older figure, it's kind of telling, like, and I'm not really trying to bag on Amazing Yamaguchi. I like a lot of their figures, but I like calling, we need to call a spade a spade. Recently, their newer figures have all had pretty bad QC, in my opinion. I never did a review for it, but I did have the Amazing Yamaguchi Agent Venom, and I know everybody is really likes that figure, and to be honest, it's pretty good. But on mine, the shoulders were exceptionally tight, and on that one, I remember I was like swiveling the arm and try to bend it this way, and it just snapped at the peg. And if I remember correctly, he didn't come with an extra of this joint, the one that's on the shoulder, but he did come with like extra wrist pegs, which to be honest, it should come with everything. If they know that their QC is going to be lacking, they should give you one extra joint of each. I know that might be asking a lot, but you know what I mean? If your product's not ready and you ship it out, you should be able to have some kind of insurance for your consumer. But anyway, this figure has none of that, and this figure is older, which the reason I mentioned that is it feels like their QC is getting a little bad, you know what I mean? And then the cool thing that I really like about this figure that I don't know if all Mayfex figure or Amazing Yamaguchi figures have is it has this like wrist articulation right here, which in my opinion, because these wrist joints are really small and pretty fragile in my opinion, it being on this much bigger joint here just gives you that ease of mind. Yes, it's not going to line up a lot, but it's an Amazing Yamaguchi. You're already not really getting the best aesthetic you can get. And then going backwards, you're getting about that much. And then kind of where Amazing Yamaguchi really, stands apart from the rest is that ab crunch. Really, there's no other like it. He's getting full rotation here. He's on ball joints for both. And then this is kind of the one that I wish they would change. I don't know exactly how they would change it, but their like thigh joint is really bad. Like this one is exceptionally tight, and I really don't feel comfortable it not being my figure. I really don't feel comfortable pushing it past that, but it's very tight right here. And I don't think it's necessarily anything to do with the QC. It's just the way the joint is, right? So instead of just going up, straight up, it pretty much curves out like that. So pretty much what you have to do is curve it out, push it up, and then like kind of wiggle this. And it's just really weird. I really don't like the leg joint for Amazing Yamaguchi. And it's pretty much the same on the rest of their figures. On the Amazing Yamaguchi Spider-Man, it's the same thing. And I don't like it on that figure either. The one thing I do like is their freaking their leg hinge. There you go. I went blank for a second there. Really good. He's kicking his own ass. You know what I mean? Like it really doesn't. You can't do any more than that. It's really good. Then he does have like a little bit of movement here, But again, it's not my figure, so I don't want to try to push it. I'm sure you can heat that up, maybe apply some silicone shock oil, and maybe get a little bit more. But it seems like it's just supposed to wiggle a little bit, and then it does have some slight hinge back and forward for that calf joint. And then the feet are on ball hinges, so you're pretty much going to be able to swivel it really any direction, and then get some pretty decent ankle tilt. This figure is 2 years old, so it's not going to have the best, but I would say it definitely excels more on the upper half than it does on the bottom half. The bottom half for Amazing Ymaguchi, in my opinion, still has a lot of work, especially the fact that they're still going and they've continued to improve. Their legs are still kind of falling short. There's one figure that's like perfect all the way around, but this isn't one of them. But with that being said, it's still very good. Very beautiful figure. Very glad to be able to review this guy. And then again, I am selling this. So if you're interested, hit me up. Okay, and kicking off the comparisons, here I have them next to a couple other Amazing Ymaguchi figures I have. This is a bootleg, by the way. That's why, if you can tell, he's kind of, about like 10% smaller than the rest. But it's still a very good figure. This is actually probably the most impressive bootleg that I've ever gotten. That's including CT Toys. Like, this figure feels pretty much identical to the rest of these guys. All of these other ones are official, and this guy's bootleg. And I would say it stands pretty toe to toe. I'm pretty excited for that CT Toys Amazing Ymaguchi Spider-Man. But as you can tell, let me stand him up a little bit more straight. Have him a little stretched out. Let's strain him up a little bit. Okay, there you go. All right, so pretty much he's gonna be like the same height as the rest, and don't think it's the joints or anything. It's just this freaking. It's on a foam padding and it's not very level. So they're all pretty much the same height. And the figure I was talking about in the previous section, saying it's what I believe is the best Amazing Ymaguchi, is this Carnage. This Carnage is literally I don't remember exactly when it came out, but I want to say it was like 2019. So this figure is definitely a classic at this point. It's I'm pretty sure it's over 5 years old, and I haven't done anything to it. No silicone chalk oil, no Kiki's Fix, nothing. The joints are still buttery smooth and even a little bit tight. Um, and it's perfect in every way. I think they should have just kept this design. I don't know if it's different or not, but pretty much you can't really do much like on the side. But so pretty much what it is it's a standard up swivel, and then if you want to get that side hinge, you just rotate the thigh, which works 1,000 times better than their newer one. So, and it's also pretty unique. I don't know another company that does that kind of joint. And I think it's the same on the 2.0 Deadpool, if I'm not mistaken, where you can pretty much kick it up. You can't get a whole lot out, like regularly. That's kind of out. But then obviously I kind of spoiled it. If you just twist it a little bit, you're getting a lot, going outwards. So with that being said, yeah, this is kind of how he hides with other Amazing Ymaguchi figures. But let's do some. All right, and here we got him next to a couple Marvel Legends, which I'm sure is going to be probably the most popular option of, brand combination kind of deal. As you can see, I believe he hides pretty well. He's slightly shorter than Captain America, and then he is taller than Spider-Man, which I'm pretty sure is canon. And then here, we'll get him next to, it's kind of a hybrid, but it's pretty much the CT Toys Brown Suit Wolverine. And again, there you go. As you can see, it's just the platform. Honestly, I think I might be switching back to just doing it on my desk, because they're constantly falling, and it's pretty annoying to deal with during the review. But as you can see, he's taller than Wolverine, which Wolverine's a, short boy, so that should always be the case. And then just kind of as a little, funky extra, here we got him next to a work in progress SH Figure Arts Majin Vegeta. So all in all, I think it hides pretty well, and it's going to fit in with pretty much whatever you wanted to fit in. All right, guys, but that's pretty much going to conclude the video. First of all, I'd like to ask, how do you guys feel about Amazing Yamaguchi? Do you think they've gotten a lot better since 2022? Do you feel like they've kind of, remained the same? Or do you feel like they've dropped in quality? In my honest opinion, it's kind of hard to say. Some of their releases have felt really good and like very impactful and very, good, really, for lack of a better term. And some of their releases have felt kind of lazy. But this one, I think it's a very strong release, and I believe it's still one of their best figures. I remember back in the day when this first went up for pre-order, I was thinking about it, but to be honest, I'm not crazy interested in Black Panther. It's just my little brother had this figure, and I was like, you know what? Might as well review it. It's a really good action figure, high quality. Wow, why not? But let me know what you guys think about that. I'd love to have that kind of conversation and see what you guys have to say. But with that being said, as always, guys, make sure you drop a like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And thank you so much for watching. I don't want to take any more of your time, so you already know. Have a good day. Peace.